Sunday, October 5th. This is Mason Brown's Week in Review. Our top story: the first case of Ebola diagnosed in the United States was Thomas Eric Duncan, a Liberian man visiting relatives in Texas. His prognosis is not good, as even if he survives, he will still probably have to spend several months in Dallas. Obama is set to deploy 4,000 troops to Ebola-ravaged regions, forgetting that guns are useless against the virus. Despite vomiting repeatedly throughout the trip, a Liberian man taken off a flight from Brussels at Newark Airport did not have Ebola. But he was still no treat to sit next to, said his disgusted seatmate. After a thorough checkup, the man's symptoms were not disease-based at all. Rather, he had just watched The Notebook as his in-flight movie. ISIS has beheaded British taxi driver and humanitarian Alan Henning. According to an ISIS spokesman, "We are very sorry. We thought he was Doug Henning." ISIS jihadists are now threatening U.S. aid worker Peter Kassig, who is currently the #1 draft choice in most dead pools. Although I've got Abe Vigoda in a keeper league, so I feel pretty good about that. Former Haitian dictator Baby Doc Duvalier has died of a heart attack at the age of 63. In a fatal mistake, Baby Doc went to a pediatrician instead of a cardiologist. 16 men named Darth Vader have registered to run in Ukraine's parliamentary elections. This is believed to be part of a campaign by Russia to make a mockery of the election process. To which one Darth Vader replied,
"I find your lack of faith disturbing."
"You've got my vote, Lord Vader." What could I say? I like law and order candidates. A potato was found growing inside of a Colombian woman's vagina after being used as a contraceptive. Still, the woman was not pregnant, despite the presence of some very sour cream. According to Colombia's top gynecologist, to be absolutely certain about avoiding pregnancy, it's probably best to avoid penetrative sex at all, and instead rely on some Mr. Potato head. This year's Hajj culminated with the annual stoning of the devil ritual in the Minaj Valley. Meanwhile, in the nation's top party school, Arizona State University, Saturday culminated in the stoning of the Sun Devil ritual, which takes place pretty much every morning. The nation's unemployment rate has dropped to 5.9%, which came as little consolation to Raiders head coach Dennis Allen. And finally, 2 female Louisiana teachers, Shelley Dufresne, 32, and Rachel Respes, 24, are accused of having a three-way with a 16-year-old male student. The crime has horrified the local community, as apparently the perpetrators were not related to the victim. Still, the pair will be charged with being hot and sentenced to 1 night's worth of community service at the judge's house. Yeah. As for the victim, his hand has reportedly been injured due to an excess of high-fiving. And that's the Week in Review.